Hi, I'm Justin Riley. Welcome to the Restaurant Show. I hope you stick around with us today because we've got a great show with some great local food for you today. We're going to be joined by David Rodriguez from Melted. That's the food cart that's down right off the square. He's going to talk to us about the Cadillac of grilled cheese. We'll also be joined by Brian from the show Outdoor Junkies that you might have seen on weekends here on Wisconsin's 57, and he is going to demonstrate for us barbecue bacon-wrapped wild turkey breast poppers. We'll also be joined by Rob from Dashalito's Hot Sauce. Emily will check in with him. That's all coming up right here on the Restaurant Show, where you can skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to eat on the Restaurant Show.
This episode of the Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.
Hi folks, and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We are very happy and pleased as always to have our friend Robert Grether from Dashalito's Hot Sauces and Spicy Foods here with us today. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing great. Great
Awesome.
to be here.
Awesome. What are we making today? I'm sure it's going to be some wild concoction that's going to end up spicy. Am I right?
Well, we are going to make something maybe a little different. I don't know. We're going to try and make an orange marmalade or a green fire l'orange, which is
my, are you speaking French now?
Pseudo-French.
Pseudo-French, all right.
But it's
Man of many talents over here, pseudo-French.
So yes, ma'am. It's going to be a green fire spiced orange marmalade type wing sauce slash dipping sauce, maybe slash spread that you can use for different things.
Great, great.
Part of the reason why we're doing this is because Dashalito's just got put on the menu at Dexter's Pub, Dexter's over on North Street in Madison.
Congratulations.
Here. So they were kind enough to take our sweet heat, our Caribbean curry, and our red honey and incorporate them onto the menu and some wing sauces. So we're going to make a wing sauce that's a little different than what they're doing, but we're really excited and happy that that they're working with us.
Fantastic. Well, if any of you out there enjoy Dexter's, or those of you that work at Dexter's or affiliated with Dexter's, you just got a nice shout out from Rob. So anyways, we'll have to get in there and try those wings. So
yeah.
Let's get started. What do we have here to make the wing sauce?
So we've got some orange marmalade. And you can see there's some other things on the table here. You can kind of do the same thing, but in two different directions. We're going to go the simple route.
Simple's good.
We're going to take some orange marmalade. We're going to put it into a bowl. You know, I like the marmalade because it's a little thicker. It's actually got some pieces of orange.
And that's kind of what makes it the marmalade, right? Is that orange zest that's in there, the peel?
Yep, it's got, I guess, the peel or some little pieces of it.
Yep.
You know, the other way that we could really go a little bit more homemade is we could have taken orange juice and some honey.
Okay.
And a little
kind of
bit
make your own marmalade?
A little bit of, yeah,
if you will,
the same
yes.
kind of thing. You can make it into an even thinner sauce.
Okay.
You know, this is going to be a little thicker.
So that might be considered more like a glaze or something if it's a little thinner, maybe? Or?
Well, yeah, and what we're going to do first, and this is a really simple thing, which obviously just requires orange marmalade and some green fire, but you can mix the two, and you know, a lot of times people will take ham, and you know, with the holidays coming, they'll take a ham and they'll put orange marmalade and a couple things and spread it on a ham, and then bake the ham.
And then it gets right in the meat. Yep, that's a traditional
way, when you cut
way,
it, it's kind of a little, got an orange marmalade crust to it, a sweet kind of flavor to it.
So always leaving it up to Rob to find a new spin on traditional ways to do orange marmalade glazed ham. What did we do in the past? Deviled eggs. So new ways to do good stuff from the past.
So this is an easy thing. You can do the same thing you would have done. You could put this on your ham and then bake it right in, or even a ham sandwich.
Now, what would you say here would be the level of spiciness that you're coming up with right here? Because not everyone is familiar as much as you might be with the levels at Dashalito's here. So this one would be like a medium, you'd say? Or?
Yeah, well, the green fire, you know, you can always choose your sauce. The green fire is, you know, one of the lesser spicy sauces. Jalapeno. These are habanero. You know, yeah, it's got kind of a smokiness. I think it's got a little kick to it.
There's spice on the back end for sure. If you like spicy, or not even very spicy, but just a little kick,
So
with your meats, this is a good choice to home make a sauce.
Now you can take some soy sauce and you can add that right into
Now
it.
that seems to be something that you use quite often when you throw things together to
it's easy.
It's easy. Soy sauce is easy and it adds a little salt to it and a little more
garlic.
developed flavor maybe. Same with the garlic, okay?
Yeah, I like the sweet and salty.
Sweet and salty. You just made up a word.
Sweet and salty.
Salty. Okay, coming from the hot sauce maker. Salty. This is a new word for everyone's vocabulary out there. Foodies, pay attention.
Salty. So this is pretty thin. You can add a little bit of honey to make it stick a little bit more.
And that's going to make it stick when you actually glaze the meat or toss it in with the meat. It's going to coat it in a better way with the honey. Is that right?
That's correct.
Stick a little more with the stickiness of the honey, as we all know.
So this is a pretty thin, not a thin sauce, but a sauce. So you can use it like you would with some chicken. You can use it as you roll things into it. We do have some chicken here today if you wanted to see, kind of how that rolls through it. I guess we can put it back on that plate.
Sure. Sorry.
And
what do you have here on this plate? There's something special. Do you want to talk about that shortly?
I was going to say, so here's what the chicken looks like.
So that looks great.
Nice little kind of, look to it.
And this is a boneless wing, but you can do this on regular traditional hot wings. Toss it in with them, and you're going to have different layers of flavor rather than just a plain old chicken wing. So that's kind of fun. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What about the other sauce?
So everything you just said about the sauce is correct.
And I'm going to try that in just a second. I just want to hear about this quickly.
I also brought some mustard because you can also add mustard to this, which is a whole other dynamic to it. You really have to test that one out for yourself because not everybody's going to be down with that. This is a pretty simple one.
Get down with the mustard.
Not everybody's down with it. So this.
It's nice that you offer us options out here on the table.
It's just ideas. I mean, I'm not
This
even
is
giving
a
you
do-it-yourselfish
specifics
kind of
about how to
situation.
do it. Like I said, any of these hot sauces can work. Depending on the level of spice. The sweet heat's probably a little too sweet. I wouldn't probably mess with that.
For a glaze, you're talking.
Marmalade.
Okay, for the marmalade.
Marmalade.
Okay, too sweet. We
Might be
don't
an
want too much
overload.
sweet. Not too much sweet in your food ever. That's just.
So so what I did, and I just want to throw this out real quick. We have an onion that my uncle Brian is working with Dasherlitos now. He's a great creative food entrepreneur and chef.
It's in the family, huh?
So that's where some of the funky unky stuff comes from. My kids call him funky unky. So he has a salsa.
Gonna brand that, huh? Funky
Things like
unky
that.
is going to be a
This
branded
is an
thing
onion.
we're going to hear
He's
about soon.
sauteed with sweet heat. And it makes a great spread, makes a great kind of dip, and it's just a great other idea for people to
so we've got
check out.
onions, sweetness, and here we have chicken with a orange marmalade, green fire, soy sauce, garlic glaze. And I'm going to try that quickly in the few seconds that we have left. Here we go. Perfect.
And that's all the time we have today.
Sweet and spicy. Go ahead.
Coming up next on the restaurant show, barbecue bacon wrapped wild turkey breast poppers with Brian from Outdoor Junkies. Welcome back to the restaurant show. If you have tuned into Wisconsin's 57 television at any point in the last few weeks on weekend mornings, Saturday or Sunday, you will have seen our Weekends in the Wild block. So if you like outdoor stuff, you'd love Outdoor Junkies, Outdoor Bound, and Swiftwaters. And standing next to me right now is the mastermind behind Weekends in the Wild, Mr. Brian Wickersham. Welcome to the restaurant show.
Thanks for having me.
You might also recognize him from sports news. You've been on the sports news this week.
Yep.
How was that? Did you enjoy that? Okay.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good, good. Yeah, Rich is a pretty good guy. We like him. We like to keep him around. So let's talk some food here because, when we hunt, when we fish, the goal is to turn it into some sort of delicious meal that we can kind of take with us. So what are we going to be making today?
Today we're making bacon-wrapped wild turkey poppers.
Wild turkey breast poppers, and I'm so excited for that. Talk to us a little bit first about how do you get the turkey? When did you come by this turkey?
I shot this bird this spring with my 5-year-old daughter. I took her out with me, which was a really great experience having her in the blind this year.
Okay.
So she actually spotted the birds out while I was getting the camera gear ready.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It was pretty much a rush. It will be.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep,
that's
coming
cool.
up. So.
And you guys do bow hunting, right?
Yes.
That's
everything.
Awesome. Everything is bow hunting. That's awesome. So let's.
No, we do everything.
Oh, you do everything. Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. So let's get started. What's the first step? How do we make these wild turkey breast poppers?
Well, basically, you take the breast and you want to clean it really well. Then after that, what I did is I used a Cajun injector and filled it full of a Creole Cajun sauce, and then salt and peppered it, and then put it in a freezer bag.
Okay.
And freeze, vacuum seal it and
Sure.
let it sit until you're ready to cook it. So it's already pre-marinated.
Okay.
For the wraps, what
Yeah.
you want to do is cut out sections that'll basically be roughly an inch wide by about 2 to 3 inches long. Then you're going to take some bacon.
Sure. Now these sections are what this is kind of the first part, and then
Yep.
you cut this up into these sections.
Yep. And what I also like to do too is take the bird in a Ziploc bag.
Sure.
And you're going to use, where did I set that? You're going to use a meat pounder thing.
Sure.
Whatever.
Tenderizer.
Meat beater.
Fixer.
All right.
I like pounder thing too.
And what you're going to do is you're just going to try and thin them out to about ½ inch, ¼ inch, so that they cook thoroughly and they're not tough, because it is a wild bird.
Sure. Wild birds tend to be a little bit tougher then?
Well, your farm-raised bird doesn't have to run around to survive. So a wild bird has like 0 fat. They're basically just lean, but they're very healthy for you.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
They're clean. So.
All right. So then we open up this package of bacon.
Yep.
And then we wrap the bacon around this this piece of the turkey breast.
And what I'm going to do is cut it into thirds.
Okay.
So that you can, maximize your bacon, because if one breast actually will make probably, I'd say 48 of these things.
Oh, really? So this will make 48?
Yeah. I made a little over a dozen this morning. And that was only using like a front part of this.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that once you cut it all up and got it ready, you'd be able to pull off pretty decent amount, and that's just one side.
Right.
So a turkey breast, actually, it's about the size of this plate, one side.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of meat from a bird.
And I've watched some of the video from outdoor junkies, and there's some pretty big birds that you guys get. Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
It's one of our passions. Turkeys is definitely on the list. We go after them pretty hard in the spring.
So you're putting cream cheese on this?
Yes.
Wow.
It's a chive and onion.
Okay. Wow.
And what I'm going to do is take the popper, or the turkey, and then just take a little bit of cream cheese. You don't want to take too much, or it'll just squirt right out.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So kind of getting that. So you just put a little dabble on that, and then you roll it up. Wow. All right. Great.
Pull that over.
While you're making some of those, I just want to ask you: Can you talk to us about some of the upcoming hunting shows we'll be seeing on Weekends in the Wild this fall?
Sure. Well, recently I just got back from filming a veterans hunt. It was a bow hunt in northern Wisconsin, which was really cool. I got to meet guys from all over the United States, and 3 of them were successful. So it was a really great experience. And listening to their stories and stuff at night, it was really cool. And in a couple weeks, we'll be filming Wisconsin's youth hunts for whitetail, which you can bring out kids from, I think it's 10 years old until they're 16 to hunt whitetail.
Very cool. Very cool. You're gonna make some more for me?
Sure.
And while you're making that, there's fishing shows that are gonna be on that we can expect to see in Weekends in the Wild. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yep. We do a lot of charter fishing. A lot of our trips are with Wolfpack Adventures out of Sheboygan, and we'll be doing one of those trips. And we also go fishing on the Milwaukee River or any of the other outlets for salmon. And the brown trout and steelhead are running right now, so it's a great time to be out there.
So salmon, I mean, are those fish pretty good here in this area?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yep, they come from the Great Lakes. And
Excellent. That's very good. These are pretty easy to make. You cut them, you do a little bit of tenderizing, you roll it up in bacon, and put a little cream cheese on it.
And what you do is you cook it in the oven for 40 minutes
Yeah.
because it is turkey.
Okay.
I use a meat thermometer and check it out, make sure that it's all right, and then glaze it with a barbecue sauce and let it cook for another 5 minutes, and then it's caramelized.
After you glaze it. Oh,
Yep.
wow, okay. I'm gonna try some right now here.
All right.
Oh, we got some time. Oh my gosh, stop it. Just stop it. Just
And it's wild bird. It's,
wow. That is great. You know, it's not as tough as I would think
Yep.
it would be. It's actually pretty tender. Wow. Great recipe ideas, great things that you can learn about on Outdoor Junkies. Brian Wickersham, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you.
today. It's been a pleasure having you here. Watch Outdoor Junkies on Saturdays at 7 a.m. and Sundays at 11:30 a.m. right here on Wisconsin's 57 television. Don't go away, there's more Restaurant Show coming up after the break. Coming up next on the Restaurant Show, the Cadillac of grilled cheeses with Melted. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. I'm so pleased to have our next guest with us. This is David Rodriguez from Melted. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us today. So, Melted, for those of us who don't know, if you've never been to downtown Madison during the week, you guys are a food cart, and you are down on the square right next to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Is that correct?
More or less, we're right off the square on Martin Luther King Jr. Yep.
Okay, right off the square. Okay,
Yes.
great. And what are you going to be making for us first today?
The first sandwich we're going to make is probably my most popular. It's called the Southwestern Bacon.
Okay.
All of our sandwiches are made on Madison sourdough bread. And then it's got Newski's bacon, Roth case sharp cheddar cheese,
Sure.
house-made chipotle aioli, and then just a drizzle of ranch dressing.
Local, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
So let's
And then there's a slice of tomato on there too.
Excellent. Let's get started with
Absolutely.
that. So, now this is Madison sourdough, and then you just butter it on one side, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right.
Slice the cheese on each half.
The Southwestern Bacon. So, who typically is ordering this sandwich?
Everyone. And that's
I guess
the
I
truth.
need to be ordering it then.
The Southwestern Bacon accounts for probably 40% of my annual sales.
No
so
kidding.
I sell a lot of them.
Wow.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. So.
I'm curious to know, when you were first starting out and you kind of had your menu ideas, did you think that was going to be the most popular? Did you think that was going to be 40% of your sales?
You know, I had an inkling. It's got the word bacon in it.
Of course.
And some people, I think, don't even they see the word bacon, and the rest of the menu doesn't matter anymore.
Right. Do you put that first then, or do you?
It
let
is
people
first on the
scan it
menu.
First? Okay.
It's first right at the top.
Okay.
That probably helps.
You said you sell thousands and thousands annually.
Something like 15,000 of these last year.
I was thinking like 15,000.
15,000.
And you're open how many days a week?
5 days a week through the summer, but we also do music festivals where we'll see,
Oh my God.
1,500 people.
So you're selling hundreds a day, it sounds like.
Well, in the summer, yeah, it can be. Certainly on the weekend.
Wow, amazing. So this is your process. You let it cook for a little while, let it get melted essentially, and then you add the bacon once it's hot, and then kind of flip it over. Is that how we put that together?
Absolutely. So the bacon's cooking right next to the sandwich, or the bread's crisping up.
Okay.
The beautiful thing about the Madison sourdough bread is it's perfect in that, well, to be scientific, the sugar content is just right, where the bread doesn't burn too fast, it doesn't cook
Right.
too fast. It gives the cheese enough time to melt.
Sure.
Which is perfect for me because I want it to be nice and crispy and brown on the outside with melted
Right.
cheese and like soft bread on the inside. So
Yeah. And I was looking on your website. You guys are the Cadillac of grilled cheese.
yeah, that's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is a great saying. I love it.
It hit me one day and I just did it. So.
Yeah, good for you guys. Good for you guys. So, do you talk to us a little bit about catering? Are you doing any catering right now?
Absolutely. Through the summer, we do weddings and all sorts of catering. The catering I'm kind of moving into now is where you could place an order for your office meeting or something smaller than a wedding.
Sure.
And we would make it and deliver it to you. So
Sure. Okay.
that's something that we've done it a couple times. We've done catering actually. I have a friend of mine who owns a bakery that's
Okay.
right over near your studio here.
Okay.
And we've come out and catered for his staff
Okay.
Where I'll come and I'll bring a griddle and cook for them.
Oh, so you do some on-site cooking.
Absolutely.
But then you also do some, order it, make it, and then deliver.
That's right. We have a food truck that's being built.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about that.
And it's being built out of a retro motorhome that I found up north on the side of the road.
On the side of the road, okay.
Yes, it's at a company called Cage Crow Fabrication.
Okay.
They've built a lot of the food carts you see around Madison.
Okay.
They're doing my food truck, and we'll use it for Melted for larger events. Okay. We'll use it if you wanted us to come out to cater your weddings of, say, 200 people, and you wanted something a little bit more high-end than grilled sandwiches.
Sure.
We would be able to do that. It's going to have a full commercial kitchen inside of it.
So for that, you can, people can work with you and kind of at least give some suggestions or ideas of what they want. It doesn't have to be like, here's what's on the menu. And
it's more like you would think of if you were to go to a high-end restaurant and have them cater your menu.
Excellent.
So
excellent.
We'll be able to do everything. The other thing that we're going to do out of there is pop-up dinners. Myself or other local chefs cooking a 4-course dinner for 75 people.
Sure.
You buy tickets. We set up tables at, say, Olin Park overlooking the skyline.
Yeah.
And then put out a beautiful meal for you. So.
Excellent. Was this about ready?
This one is just about ready.
I'm getting hungry here.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
All right, cool. Well, why don't we put the next one on right away? We just have a couple minutes left here. But I'm gonna definitely try this, but I'll wait till you are, do you want me to just eat it like this, or do you cut it ahead of time?
I'll cut it in half for you.
All right, that sounds good. I'm just jonesing for this grilled cheese.
You and everyone else, my friend.
Right. So you guys also do lots of music festivals and events. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? You do a lot of music festivals and events. Talk to us about some of the ones that you've done this past season.
This year was my biggest year so far for music festivals. We did La Fête de Marquette. We did
We were there for that.
Atwood Fest, the Willie Street Fair. We did a large music festival in Eau Claire. It's called Eau Claire's. That was probably our biggest one.
Okay.
And then we did the Taste of Madison, which is kind of a music festival. It is another very large event. And then we're working on kind of moving in that direction for next year to do more and more of those outside of Madison and possibly even outside of the state. So.
All right, very cool. Well, we're just about out of time here, so can we kind of get an idea of what that looks like? Can you plate that up for us?
Absolutely.
There we go. It's a nice looking sandwich. And so is this kind of like your number 2 in terms of how many you sell?
I wouldn't say that's the case, but the people who order it love it. It's for a specific customer.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to give that a try. It's coming right up here. Head on down to the square, right off the square, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, Melted. This is David Rodriguez. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you. Don't go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up after the break.
Thanks so much for joining us. I had a great time checking out all these great local spots. Hope you did too. I'm Jessa Jeremiah, reminding you that life is too short to eat average.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.